Sorry about the Adam 12 part. I forgot about that from the Extra Life.
No worries.
We're live.
We're all off screen.
We're a little fucked up.
Yeah, I know. I'm coming.
Welcome.
Okay, it kicks I redo it every time, and it kicks the default. So, see if I can actually find the damn thing.
Hey, folks.
Hey, everyone.
Hey, welcome to.
Until you guys run a podcast, you shut your mouth.
There it is. Yeah, right.
Yep.
Joe's done. He knows what's up.
Oh man!
All right,
Like,
everything's
get this
super
out of
cool.
my house.
See, the problem is when we do these things, I have to redo the video screens every time, and it's only linked to the scene on the buttons. Only linked to one scene, and if they're not perfect like that, then everything's hosed. So that's what's up. Anyway, hello everyone, and welcome to LMG Live, the gaming and media podcast from lmgamers.net, a community of over 700 adult players. Tonight we're giving you the hottest information on the latest games, so boot up, log in, and enjoy the show. I'm your host Adam 12 with our co-host King Dawes. We have Poop Shizzle.
Howdy.
And our special guest tonight is the returning Flaming Chode with an Extra Life wrap-up. How's everyone doing tonight?
Very well, sir. How are you?
Excellent. Welcome to the show. This week, Black Friday deals are popping. Telltale has finished The Walking Dead. Surprise, surprise. Red Dead Redemption 2 is on top of the list for the game of the year this year. And a terrible Venom movie outgrosses the first Star Wars movie and the first Guardians of the Galaxy. In a segment we would call Fuck You, Earth, I'm Out. But we aren't talking about any of that crap. We just got off a 25-hour bender in Extra Life streaming, and somebody needs to know about it. So, Chode Man, tell us all about Extra Life again.
Well, it's been a couple weeks since since 3/4 of the group decided to jump off into 25 hours of streaming for Extra Life. We had our last podcast, we discussed it. We were a couple days out from there, but we're still, I believe everyone is alive and well. Families, we still have our significant others. Our children haven't disowned us yet for playing for 25 hours. And I think we all did pretty well. So I wanted to first ask real quick. Actually, I'm going to give you some info. We had a great showing by the community. Everybody's communities came together, and as a LMG, excuse me, let me get to it. We raised as a team $3,590, and that's not finished yet because I know I still have money that I have to put in. Poop has some money that he has to put in, so I can easily see that going up by a couple hundred more dollars. So.
Wow.
So that's great. As a community, I think we had a blast this year. It was a good showing by the streamers. I know we had a couple of the guys had some technical difficulties. Black Mesa did well in the morning, but I think as it got later on in the evening, either computer or internet or graphics card or something pooped out on him a little bit. So, but just some things to learn from. And then the big number, which is just blows me away every year. As of the 19th, just for this year, everyone who's participated in Extra Life has raised over $11.5 million.
Holy crap.
Yeah. So there's still Extra Life streams going on. It goes until the end of the year. Starts January 1st, ends December 31st. So you will still see things as you're strolling through Twitch with people doing their Extra Life streams throughout the next 4 or 5 weeks. So thank you very much for everybody. But wanted to just bounce 2 questions off you guys. First, Mr. Poop.
Yeah.
What did you expect going into it, and how was it?
I didn't know what to expect going into it. I spent about 30 minutes talking to you a couple days before just to kind of get a lay of the land, and I asked Adam a couple questions and a couple other guys that participated in it. I honestly had no idea, so I kind of just made an educated guess and prepared for as much as I could. Going into it, I knew that I needed to at least try to stay awake, so I tried to design a schedule that would keep it fresh and flowing, that I wouldn't just get into a rut and play in a game for 6 hours and then want to shoot myself. The the other side of it was I had plenty of friends like you and Adam. We played some PUBG. I also got some of my other friends to come in. I got my wife to come in. I got my kid to come in and play for a little bit, just to kind of mix it up. And it was a lot of fun. I'm definitely going to be doing it next year. And I mean, I was exhausted the next 2 days, but it was totally worth it. Absolutely worth it. And what you said in the beginning is so incredible about the community and how it came through. I had no idea what to expect. Yep. And my community and then the LMG community and everything that kind of bleeds through together showed up. It was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. And thank you very much to everybody that did.
Our pleasure. Our pleasure. Thank you very much for joining us this year. I'm going to come back because if you did see it, and hopefully you have it archived, you guys need to go back and watch the last hour of Poop Chisel's charity stream.
When you're doing the tallies,
they almost had him in tears.
Yep.
It was incredible. But I'll let him discuss it a little bit more. So, Mr. Adam, this is year 2.
Yes,
Anything change from the first year with you having a little bit more experience, or are there things you wanted to go or do going into it, or was it just, hey, let's just play some games and raise some money?
Well, I tried to be a little bit more organized, kind of like Poop Chisel said. A lot of things I learned from the first year. You were there with me. I had some issues with, with the game cards and everything else. There, that stuff just kind of happens. So I did a pre-check the night before. I still failed twice hard when I first started streaming. The couple things I learned was that, you really just need to wake up an hour early and just play test everything you have right before you go on stream. Because I'm doing it the night before. I thought I had it all down and I just wasn't ready for the failures.
Right.
And they weren't bad things. One, I was streaming on this channel instead of my channel, which was, common mistake in OBS with the profile change. The other one was actual card issues. A thing I learned from that is that if I'm going to stream on Xbox or PlayStation, I'm going to do those in blocks. I won't just be bouncing back and forth again, because that causes too much of a problem, without stopping the stream. Mm-hmm. That is just an issue. It's just an issue with OBS and, all this equipment going on. So I did learn that. As far as just on a health level, I think I learned a lot more, because last year I was just flying by the seat of my pants, just trying to figure out what to do. I built in commercials this time so that I could actually take regular breaks, walk around the house, try to eat in private, do things like that where I could just mainly just decompress for a minute. Mm-hmm. And, and I didn't drink very much this time. Last time I didn't drink at all last time until about like 6 hours left, but that was a little bit early. So this time was like last hour, and just kind of went out with it. So it was a lot of fun though. I enjoyed it a lot more. I didn't, not that I didn't enjoy it the first time. I enjoyed it a lot more this time. It's a lot better. A lot better.
This was, I think, year 6 for me, and you learn something new every year. You try and look at something, trying to put together and categorize what games you want to play, what you want to play with your community, so you're not stuck playing by yourself for long extended periods of time. Mm-hmm. So that's worked out well. So, Mr. King, were you able to jump in and listen or see any of the?
I was in the audience, and I enjoy being in the audience because it allows me to appreciate the just the quality of dedication and pre-planning and work that goes into these streams. It's ridiculous. I don't think I have the fortitude to do one myself. Maybe someday, but so it's interesting as a viewer, getting to see the differences between the streams. What I noticed is the streams that I was more interested in, that I can actually sit down and watch for a couple hours at a time, were the ones that would change things up frequently. I don't really want to watch 8 hours of the same game. If you're changing games every hour, I think that really keeps people's attention span going for quite a bit. Interacting with the audience, I noticed, was a big thing. Just being really active on chat, and then having guests. I know quite a few of the LMG guys would play together, and that really kept it fresh as a viewer. And like I said, you guys are hell of a dedicated group to be able to do that for 25 hours.
Well, cool. Well, also another one, I haven't been able to convince my wife, but after watching you and your wife play Poop on, what was it? Don't Stop or You'll Explode, or
keep talking, nobody explodes.
I want to play that.
Or Domestic Violence Simulator 2018.
So you play Mario Party and then Divorce Simulator.
Yeah, that'd be super fun. I've brought in Jackbox Party Pack before and played with the family and stuff like that, but that was fun watching that. She looked like she had fun joining in and seeing and getting an understanding of what we were really doing. It wasn't
Absolutely.
just confused.
She's always, she supports me in what I do in general with gaming and streaming, but that was her first real front row seat to it.
Mm-hmm.
And for her to see, the interaction and how it works. Cause she's a socialite, and it's not all that dissimilar to how she interacts with people in real life. It's just, you're behind a computer screen. And the thing is she got to see kind of more of what it is that I do, and how it can be fun, especially when chat's popping and things are going well.
Yep.
And we work well together, and I thought it would be cool to get that going. And I just didn't want to go 24 hours without seeing her or my kid.
Mm-hmm.
Adam hit on it really well with those. I think you showed us those commercials. Yeah. Those were clutch.
Yeah.
To get up and go walk around, and I would just get up and go, hey, I'm on a 5-minute commercial. Let me hold you. Let me hug you, give you a kiss,
yep.
Play with my kid for a couple minutes, tickle him a little bit. So he's not like, what's daddy doing the whole day? I couldn't stand to do that. So
yeah,
those are, and then I'd come back to people like, why are you showing this superset stuff?
yeah,
it's true.
But that's what, we're all happy-go-lucky talking about it, but that's what that money goes for. And it's been, and that's why I brought that up. And again, it's the things you learn every year. That there used to be very bare bones on what they had for resources. And as this community, the Extra Life community, has grown over the last 4 or 5 years, their community, their guilds that they have in major cities and states have started putting a lot of that stuff together to help and show a little bit of we can explain it as best as possible, but to show how, hey, this child here, I think you all had the same commercial. That girl got hit with the arrow in the head and had to go in.
My God.
It's stuff that can happen to anybody.
Yeah.
It's not because your child was born premature or had some sort of disease or something. No, it's because you got in a car accident and something happened and you got to go through rehab. It can be anything. So, but 2 points I want to hit real quick, because I want to move on to other sections, because I don't want to take all the limelight. Poop, give me a quick rundown of that last hour. I
think I need to preface just quickly. I was so uncertain of what to set the goal at going in.
Yes.
My initial goal was 250, and then I changed it to 500 about an hour into the stream, or something. No, I changed it to 500 before I started. I was at 250 right before I hit go. I said I'm going to give benefit of the doubt to my crowd. I get to 500, and then by hour 3, it was on 2,000. And it was the goal was on 2,000. Right. So we got to the last hour, and just some people just showed up. There was a particular generous gentleman by the name of Vince Clortho who came in, and I was going to give a portion of my subs, any subs that happened during the stream, all my bits that I collected during the stream, any donations I collected during the stream, as well as what I would make off of a sub would all go towards. And Vince Clortho came in and gifted 40 subs, and it blew my mind that, and so needless to say, I'm going to have to deposit about $700 on top of the $900 I've already made. and it's I just got to wait for the Twitch check to come in because I can't do 700 straight up out of my wallet. So I'm really excited. I'm going to do a video whenever that happens.
Very cool. Good.
Good. I want to be transparent, and then B, just let them know that I'm very appreciative of what's happened.
Yep.
So
very nice.
I'm really excited.
Awesome.
Thank you very much.
Cool. All right. Anything? I know we had a nice little gentleman who came into our streams at the very end as well, Adam.
Certainly did.
Januth or Janouth, however you want to say it, and dropped, I think, 10 in each of our individual streams for gifted subs. So
that was awesome.
Special hats off to him as well. So it was fun. People throughout the entire day coming in and putting subs, putting bits, having fun with us. So
I really enjoyed
first to play.
I really enjoyed the LMG folks coming in and playing with us. J-Man Blue, Poop Chisel, Revenant was there for early morning time. Old Dirty
Sober
Robot
David came in.
Sober David, Old Dirty Robot playing with us and dropping some good donations there.
Yes,
and, a lot of
Old
cool
Dirty,
people.
I got to get with you because you won my top prize, so you get some emotes from Young Khan. So I'll get with you on that one. Yes, sir. So
there was a moose sighting too. There was a moose sighting too. I saw him in my channel for a little bit.
Yes, Moose came in later on in the evening. So he has told me that he wants to jump back in next year. So I think we've already had 3 or 4 people reach out for 2019 and join in the team. So bigger and better things. Looking forward. So if anybody in chat has questions, feel free to hit me up in Discord or direct messages or anything like that, or these gentlemen here. And thank you very much. I'm going to step down and let's move on with the rest of the podcast.
Thank you, Joe. Thank you very much. I'm going to try to fill in for Sector Gaming here for our Battle Royale enthusiast, as he is. He loves that title, by the way, guys. Loves it. Absolutely loves it. So if you see him on the streets, just say, hey, aren't you that Battle Royale enthusiast? Part of his own section called The Pride. All right, so Fortnite information, I guess. We'll start with that. It's been a few weeks now, but NFL has sponsored Fortnite, and you can get whatever NFL jersey you want there, and their own sort of Fortnite team jersey there. Whatever, my opinion. It looks to me like, in sort of the latest news with Fortnite, that the game is kind of getting turned on. I'm seeing some backlash against Ninja, even though that's the story about him, reporting people was a bit obscure. I don't know. Not really fake, but elevated beyond what it actually was. I'd see the community sort of turning on the guy. There's a new gun, it's like a little sit-down double turret gun that's in the game right now that people are really pissed about.
Redeploy's gone.
Redeploy. I saw that.
Yeah. People are getting really upset with the game. They're getting a little bit tired of it, I believe. I don't know if the Battle Royale thing is kind of dying out, but I don't think it's doing really well. We'll see. See how these things go. A few weeks back, Call of Duty Blackout had a boss enemy that you could fight that everybody could kind of join in and try to fight or take you out while you're fighting. Interesting stuff. Check that out. Nuketown is live now on Xbox One and PC, and they've put zombies in Nuketown Island on Blackout. Other than that, I think his Criticon in chat there says that the honeymoon phase is over. I think that is correct. Yeah, well, it's going to be interesting to see what happens with Twitch. You can get on this if you want to at some point, Poop Shizzle, when all this stuff sort of fades away and comes back to what Twitch actually used to be. Yes, sir.
Got a question on that. So do you think, I know they said they're going to do it, but is Battlefield going to drop one if this thing continues to start falling off?
They'll drop one, yeah. I mean, that's been the plans for a while. I've seen the preview trailer for it and all that with the fire coming in. You've seen it. It's
What's the date on that?
I don't know if they've dropped one yet.
There's not a date. It's,
I do know that Red Dead Online, they said Red Dead Redemption 2, they said their online is going to be at the end of November, and they may just be doing co-op with that, but they had hinted at the Battle Royale as well. So that'll be
end of November?
On the online, it's just, just Red Dead Redemption Online. I'm not sure what that means.
They did the same thing with GTA 5. They waited about a month, 6 weeks.
Okay.
And they released the GTA Online.
Yeah.
In fact, they actually delayed it longer because they were still trying to get stability issues.
Right.
If anything, I mean, we can go right into this because I think that's about all I have for the Fortnite and Battle Royale stuff. But Battlefield 5, the game is a lot better than I thought it'd be. It's really freaking cool, man. Still playing a bit like a beta, but I think that I think the hype is there, and I think the game is there. What do you
I've been
think?
watching you play, Adam. It's really clean looking.
It's
It
beautiful,
looks
man.
really good.
And the RTX is fantastic. It's really pretty. What do you think, Joe? Do you think if they drop it, the Battle Royale, they're going to do all right?
I'll play it. I'll see how it's done. I mean, it's a fast game. Oh my god, it's you get in. I've only played a couple modes, but if you don't run with the squad, you're just gonna get wrecked.
Yep.
Because I mean, it's you get guys. Well, spawns are bad still in some areas. Think of it like playing Destiny Control, where if you push too far in, the other team is going to spawn on the back side of you. Or if you run and you take C and your entire team's at A and B, that
Spawn
opposite
flip.
teams. Yes. So you get sandwiched a lot. I've noticed you can't just, you got to stick and move. Couple shots, move. Couple shots, move. Do not just stay in one place, because radar, it's not like playing Destiny. You're not going to see people until they shoot, and then it pops up. I mean, it's a fast TTK, but it's clean. It's the first time I've ever actually put some hours into a Battlefield. I'm enjoying it, but I'm enjoying it more when I'm playing with a squad than just running around.
One of the things I
myself.
really like about it is the guns feel like guns again, and it's like
yeah.
Battlefield 4, where I just knew that this gun I like, and I like this gun a lot always. But I will try
It's
this
funny.
gun, you know. It's
Because you'll see the chat and everybody's bitching about recoil and about all this other stuff, and it's like, that's how a gun works.
right.
It's not a straight laser.
They're not all laser beams.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I think it's really cool, man. It looks like Crinicon said that March-ish 2019 for the Battle Royale.
okay,
Is what he's heard. So
cool.
Battle Royale for Red Dead would be amazing. I agree with that. That'd be cool.
yeah, for
Run
sure.
around the posse of outlaws.
Yep. And did anybody see that tweet from Xbox on the custom Battlefield Xboxes that they have out?
Oh, the squad.
The
Yeah.
squad
Isn't that
Xboxes?
cool?
Those look cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Man,
So,
I would love one. Thank you guys. Thanks for donating.
Prince Hapex says that
Add it to the Christmas list.
Prince Hapex was mentioning some stuff in chat about how it's always been incredible playing with friends and coordinating in classes. I've never played a Battlefield. Like, how hard is it to coordinate?
Oh, dude, you would love it. We'd have
16
such a good
V16
time.
or 32 V32.
They have
32.
64 v 64, don't they? Or is that?
No, it's 32, 32.
It's 32 total.
32.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Let's just say that I was an assault class and I didn't know shit that bust tanks until probably 2 or 3 games into it, where I could actually go throw explosives and all that crap. So I wasn't really helping. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff involved in them. So, but no, I mean, you run around. I mean, we've been playing with Old Dirty Robot. J-Man, that's his new favorite game. He actually flipped to mouse and keyboard on it.
Yeah.
Wow.
So he's got 25 hours already in. So there's a group playing.
I mean, it like I said, you know, it still plays like a beta a little bit. There's some issues,
Yeah.
but I think this is the game. You know, this is
Just real quick, I know you want to move on real quick. What are the issues that you're seeing?
so a lot of ragdoll stuff. There are a lot of sort of not glitches, but pieces of the environment that are like kind of invisible rocks, I guess, you get stuck on at times.
Geometry's kind
There's
of
a
way.
building aspect to it, which is basically just a fortification sort of thing. You hold down a button and it just kind of clicks a hammer back and forth until it builds a sandbag wall, for example. That doesn't always proc, even though the hammer's up there, and it's just kind of get stuck, and you got to move to a certain area to kind of
I saw
little
when
things
you
like
got
that.
stuck in a wall, right?
I got stuck in a wall. Yeah, I did.
Yeah, okay.
I built one of those fortifications that wasn't procking, and then all of a sudden the fortification popped up, and I was inside of it. So yeah, and stuck.
That's good.
And the other thing, if you do play, I guess this is new now. Anybody can revive. It doesn't have to be a medic.
Yes.
Don't be the dick who's just running around over the top of your dead guys and not reviving them. That doesn't help.
I think it's anybody on your team, on your squad, can revive.
I've been picked up by guys not in squad base, but on same side.
That were medics. Yes.
Okay,
That were
maybe that's
assault.
what it
I don't think so. Yeah, I think that's
Okay.
how it works.
So same
Because-
faction has to be a medic, but same squad can be any class.
Yes.
to
Correct.
revive. Yeah,
Correct.
because it used to be
Revive.
Correct.
just a medic was the only one who could revive, but now it's everyone. So
Yeah.
but yeah.
Criticon
I
says
feel
lots
like-
of clipping. Cran, I'm not seeing a lot of clipping just because it's PC probably, but I imagine on console there's quite a bit of clipping.
So
Yeah.
but we'll be playing
Really
after
cool.
the podcast.
Mhm.
So
I play a little bit of
Join
Fallout
us.
76. On the fence about that. Yeah, play a little bit of that.
What'd
So it's a
you
lot of
play?
Yeah, what did you play?
What do you mean, Fallout 76?
Yeah, I've heard
What?
there's no content.
Oh no,
what did you do?
No, it's still Fallout, dude. It's still collecting,
Okay.
bolts and super glue and screws and
I saw a
tin
funny
cans.
article about that where so you can launch nukes apparently in that
Yes.
mode, and there was a server or one of them that three nukes were launched at once and it crashed the server.
Yep. Yeah. So I mean, I got to say, I love the game. I do. I have a lot of fun playing it. I mean, there are issues. There's this thing where if people put power armor on, there's a glitch where it just stretches their limbs out and they're walking around like these naked sort of freaks. There's all kinds of like graphical errors. They're enemies that you kill and they kind of fall and ragdoll and then they'll pop back up alive again. You're like, what the fuck was that? Things like that. So it's got a lot of bad to it, right? And it's still Fallout. Fallout is a solo sort of drow, monotonous game.
Yeah.
But when they had NPCs,
It could be slow. It can be real slow.
It's super slow. And it's always been that way. I think people are forgetting that, or else maybe the lack of NPCs, it's all just tapes and robots, is a problem. Where it shines, where it really shines, is playing with people, playing with friends, and the proximity chat. There's so much funny shit going on. You just walk up and people are cosplaying and role playing these shit out of this, right? They're just like, they've got their characters dressed up like other characters from different games. Yep. Like there's one guy going around as I don't know if you played Fallout 4, but the sanctuary guy, like telling you to build sanctuaries all over the place.
Yes. Yep.
They've got his clips and they'll just play them when you get close. Yeah. Yes. It's fucking hilarious.
Some of it is under attack.
Yeah. God damn it, Preston.
Yeah.
I don't care.
That's awesome.
And just people in general are just having a blast in that game. Like people I just walk up to, they're just like, just acting out their parts, Like, I'm lost, man. Like, what's happening? I'm up here in Virginia and I just don't know. I was in Blackfoot. It's like, it's crazy. It's nuts. But yeah, I like it. I don't think that it's going to last too long in the state that it's in, but Bethesda will fix it. They'll fix things and get them back to going. This is a big deal for them, so it should be fun.
Slender Man could have behind that.
Yeah, they got a big enough team they can fix a lot of it at least. What do you think, Mr. Dawes, Mr. King?
Boys, girls, ladies, gentlemen in the audience, I am so excited this week to talk about Destiny. Because the this week at Bungie, the TWAB just came out.
The TWAB?
TWAB, TWAB. And so in that TWAB, there has been speculation as to what Season 5 would bring, which is Season of the Forge, Black Armory, hot new DLC coming out. People were thinking, what's going to be the Season 5 meta? What's going to be the Season 5 Pinnacle rewards? Well, today we found out what the Pinnacle rewards are going to be. Pinnacle rewards being those high level weapons that your Luna's Howls, your Redrix's Claymores and Broadswords, those weapons that you need to earn. It's not just a quick quest to do. These take serious, like, whole seasons to do. The 3 that they were just announced seem less of a grind, but they are some pretty cool weapons. Also, the previous Pinnacle weapons were tied to just Crucible and just Comp, which is the highest level PvP you're going to get in Destiny right now. So Luna's came from Season 4, and Broadsword and Claymore came from Season 3. The new ones are actually going to come from the Vanguard, which is going to be great for those PvE players and more of your solo crowd. There's going to be one from Gambit, which is everybody, and then one that is also coming from Crucible now too. So the Vanguard offering is a fusion rifle. It's a high impact fusion, which is arguably the best fusion archetype. It's going to be your slow firing but super hard hitting. This is going to be what's cool about it. Each of these Pinnacle weapons has a unique perk. Luna's Howl has the Magnificent Howl, which is the 3-tap hand cannon kill on a 180. Hand cannon is fast time to kill. And then Broadsword had Desperado, which is outlaw with a speed increase and damage increase. So cool stuff. Well, the Vanguard fusion rifle, what that has is called Reservoir Burst. And what that's doing is it's a little vague in its description, which I'm going to try and interpret. But it says when the battery is full, your next burst deals additional damage and causes the enemies to explode on death. So what that sounds like to me is when you have a full magazine, you reload to full, your battery is full on a fusion rifle, and that next burst, your next one that you fire, will do increased damage, and it will basically have like a firefly proc without having to get a headshot. So
that sounds great.
Going to be a serious PvE contender. I don't see how that would really do super well in PvP, just in the fact that fusion rifles map anyways and still one shot with one shot.
One burst.
So you don't need the increased damage. I don't know how big the radius is going to be on the firefly effect, but in PvE, that's going to be sick. That's going to be a cool weapon. There isn't really a fusion rifle meta right now in PvE or PvE, so PvP or PvE, and so it's nice to see that they're giving a little love to an underused section of weapons. So that one's what I'm really excited about. There's a couple others. I'm going to jump right to the Crucible one because, as we just talked about, a nice archetype, but one that doesn't get used a lot. We have the opposite, which is a shitty archetype of weapon that gets used all the time, and that would be grenade launchers. So if you've ever stepped foot in the Crucible in the past 2 years, grenade launchers are a pain in the butt just because they do the almost same damage as a rocket launcher, but they're so much easier to use. The ammo is plentiful in them. Well, the new Crucible Pinnacle Award is called the Mountaintop. It's a kinetic grenade launcher, so that is going to be only the second kinetic grenade launcher in the game. That means Titans can run around with triple grenade launchers and be assholes. So it's gonna be a cool gun if you like getting shot by grenade launchers. Its intrinsic perk that's exclusive to it is called Micro Missile. It's a cool little micro machine, and what that does is normal grenade launchers, they're balanced in the fact that they bloop like a noob tube. So you actually have to be pretty good with them to actually do a lot of damage. This little Mountaintop has micro missiles, which is a literal direct beam for the grenade. Ooh. And it says it weapon fires in a straight line and has massively increased projectile speed. So what that means is you're literally going to have a handheld rocket launcher that is going to fuck people up.
It's going to be a railgun.
It's going to be terrible to play against. And it actually, instead of bouncing like most grenades do, like if you run a Fighting Lion, bounce, and so you have to time it and everything and be good with your shots. These rounds explode directly on contact to anything. So it's going to be a pain to play against. The only kind of saving benefit from that is that this is going to be the same kind of requirements as like a Luna. You're still going to have to get to Fabled in your glory, which is your competitive rank. The quest line to do it, you need 750 points to get this quest step done. Basically, with that, you get 10 points for every kill in comp, 3 points for every kill in non-comp, so quick play matches. And then after that, there's just going to be some more kills. You need to get 200 points by killing players by double kills, which is a little tough with a grenade launcher, but it can get done. The actual grind in that doesn't seem as bad as a Luna's or anything, but it seems like it's going to be a pretty dominant weapon. Just a little handheld rocket launcher is going to be ridiculous. And the good thing is it uses primary kinetic ammo. So you're going to load in with at least 6 shots. And then if you have ammo reserves and scavenger, you're going to have guys running around with like 20 plus rounds of this instant kit grenade launcher. So it's going to be ridiculous. That brings me to my last one, which is the new Gambit auto rifle. This gun was leaked. The perk, at least, was leaked earlier in the year during Festival of the Lost. Everyone thought the Horror Story was going to have this perk set, but it actually turned out to just be a slightly upgraded version of the Origin Story. It's called the Breakneck. And what this is it's a precision archetype auto rifle. So I believe that falls under the 600 round per minute, which is the most popular archetype for auto rifles. And its intrinsic perk is called Onslaught. And this was the perk that people thought Horror Story was going to have. And basically what you do is the weapon gets increased fire rate as you stack Rampage. So Rampage on its own gives you a 15, 45, and 66% in terms of how many stacks you have percent damage buff. So once you're starting to hit Rampage times 3, you're going to be doing some good damage with it. And with this, that means it's going to probably start as like a 360 rounds per minute auto rifle, which is the slowest firing rate auto rifle. Rampage 1 is going to move it to a 450. Rampage 2 is going to move it to a 600, and then Rampage 3 is probably going to put it up around like a 720 round per minute auto rifle with the damage of a 360 and Rampage times 3. So it is going to absolutely melt. People are comparing that to one of the most popular PvE guns in the game right now, which is Midnight Coup, which is a hand cannon with Rampage and Outlaw. But this actually, it's funny because Redrick's Broadsword and Claymore, its perk is Desperado, and that takes the slowest firing but heaviest hitting pulse rifle, which is killer, but it balances out due to it being a slow fire rate. Right. Well, Desperado is Outlaw, but then it cranks the RPM up to the fastest rate of fire pulse, and it melts. Time to kill on it's like 0.6 seconds, one of the fastest time to kills in the game. That's basically going to have the same thing, but in an auto rifle, which is super easy to use. Anybody can just go in there, hold down a trigger, and spray. In PvE, I think you're going to notice that being a little more effective than in PvP because it's a little hard to stack Rampage in PvE. But especially Gambit, it's going to be ridiculous. You can get Rampage times 3 against all these trash mobs. An invader comes in, melted, because you're going to have Rampage times 3 with a stupid high rate of fire. And so I'm super excited about these guns. I wanted to see more pinnacle rewards. Everybody's been saying, what about PvE? You have raid stuff, but most of the raid pinnacle rewards are RNG based. Thousand Voices is the hot weapon from the raid. It's an exotic, but it is 100% RNG whether you're going to get that or not. So it's nice to see PvE get some love in terms of something to work towards. I'm pretty excited about these. I think it's going to be a game changer in terms of what people are really working towards, because it's hard. I mean, I tried to do the Luna Quest. I just didn't put the time into it that I should have, but it's a grind to definitely get. And now that it's going to broaden the horizons to more of an audience, to your PvE crowd and your Gambit crowd, and it'll be a good time.
So what are the steps for the Gambit side?
So for the Gambit side, which is the Breakneck, pick the quest up from the Drifter. Easy, got that done first day. The next step is 500 auto rifle kills in Gambit. After that, you get 100 auto rifle multi kills, which would be 2 or more kills in a row in rapid succession. After that, you will do 150 challenging enemies defeated, which would be yellow bars or higher. And then you get 40 Gambit matches completed, and that's it. So it's not a hard quest. It's just going to be a little time consuming, and you got to play a lot of Gambit. And
now, does the Gambit matches, do they stack, or is that once you hit that step, then you got to do 40?
That I don't know. Doesn't specify. I would assume it is not retroactive because most people would be done already. And I would assume it's from that point 40 matches beyond that.
Okay.
Which seems it's fair. I mean, all these weapons also. So that means they're going to be tier 10. They're going to have a stat that is completely maxed out. It's going to be producing orbs of light with everything you kill. So these are going to be some cool weapons. The one I'm going to watch out the most for is that grenade launcher. That's going to be such a pain in the ass to play against in Crucible. That's going to be the one that causes a lot of headaches. Other than that, those other two,
it'll be fun to have.
Yeah, they're PvE focused. I can tell you right now that Breakneck is probably going to be one of the meta weapons in PvE because from what I can see, it looks like it is a kinetic weapon. It is. So it does say it's a kinetic weapon, so that would be really nice in that primary slot. It kind of gives you a little more to work with because, like I said, the Midnight Coup right now is the hot one to use in PvE. But if this thing's spitting out that much damage, it's gonna be a good weapon.
Now, these coming in as exotics, or are they just standard?
These, I'm assuming, are coming as legendaries, just like every pinnacle reward. So that means you're still able to use your exotic weapons. You use your Breakneck, you use your PvE. The Loaded Question is the name of the fusion rifle, and then you can use your exotic, whatever you're going to use for your heavies. So it'll be fun.
Cool.
Sounds like they're really doing a good job on just sort of pulling up Crucible and making it a lot more fun oriented than a grind.
It's just giving more people a route to play end game stuff and to actually have something to grind for.
Yeah.
Like I said with the Crucible, there's always kind of been end game Crucible rewards in terms of Trials was here. They always had great weapons in Trials, but that required you to go flawless. Now with the Broadsword and the Lunas, that requires you to grind the hell out of comp, which is a tough thing to do.
Yeah.
And so at least it gives the PvE player something to grind towards. And
Very nice.
Now, the season ends on the 4th next week.
So the season
2
ends
weeks?
this coming Tuesday, which I believe is the 27th, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
So the season ends. The new content for Black Armory and all this jazz here will not be out until the following Tuesday, which I believe, so it's the 27th to the 4th will be when Black Armory actually launches. So the same thing that happened between the previous season and this current one, there's a week transition period where I'm not sure if Bungie
are they going to do a sandbox update or anything like that for that week?
I'm sure there's going to be a Vidoc coming out pretty soon, and I'm sure they'll cover it. It would make sense for me to actually, that's a good time to do it. And there's definitely some stuff that needs balancing right now. I'd love to see something get done with shotguns. You cannot go into a Crucible match right now without seeing half dozen shotguns. So that'd be interesting. I think once we get a little more information next week's TWAB or the Vidocs coming out, we'll definitely shine some more light on those, and I'll make sure to stay up on everything and fill you cats in.
I would like to see something like they did with the year one, the Destiny 1 stuff before a DLC came out. They actually had like a week before, or even about a week, like these new things would pop up. Like before Crota came out, these little rituals would show up, and then the House of Wolves had you could go get the keys and run to the other zone and back and get another chance at a key and all that stuff. I haven't seen that much of it. The only thing that was different, the only thing that I saw was, the space aids above the Guardians' heads.
That was the Siva
before the Siva thing, before the Wrath of the Machine. I haven't seen that. The only thing that was different was Cade went on a mission a week before Forsaken came out, and we all knew where he went. Yeah,
the big transition right now was Master Ives' quest. The Thunderlord came out this past week, so that was a big thing. It was such an easy quest. I think that was their transition because heavy machine guns are coming out now with Black Armory.
Sure.
Thunderlord is the first one we're getting. Now we're going to be getting legendary versions, so it's going to be easier to put in your loadout. That almost felt like their transition was a little weak of a transition, in my opinion. It's not like the Siva stuff or the the Crota runes and everything, but the first. This is actually the first big expansion of Forsaken. So Bungie has a lot. People are going to be keeping their eyes on this one because the first big expansion of Destiny 2 was Curse of Osiris.
Yes.
Hot garbage. And that's actually what caused 85% of the community to bail out. Yeah. And so this is after, the second coming of Destiny here, which is Forsaken. Everybody's kind of hot about Destiny right now. It hasn't gained back everybody that it lost. But if Black Armory takes a dump, then you're going to see a big mass exodus again. And so this is an important one.
Well, before we hop on, I know Prince Hatpigs has a question for you in chat about how you get the Thunderlord quest started.
So the Thunderlord quest, you cannot get any more. You had to get that 3 weeks ago from Amanda Holiday down in the Tower hangar. You would pick up the Cryptart quest that week, and every week after that, you would do a new step. Good news is after Black Armory drops, it is in the exotic loot pool now. So
I was able to get from Amanda Holiday, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I was able to get it. I had a tune that hadn't logged in any during the Festival of Lost, and I was able to get it.
It could have been retroactive. You might try it out from anymore. The quest is inactive on her now.
Okay.
So it might be worth checking out.
Yeah. Give it a shot, my son.
Definitely do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Very cool. All right, Poop Shizzle, what you got for us tonight?
Well, I was kind of had my section in a little bit of a limbo. I didn't know exactly where the extra life was going to go because it ties really closely with the streaming stuff. But the big thing, we've been a couple weeks out since our last cast, and at the end of our last cast was when the TwitchCon was going on.
Yes.
And there's actually some information coming out of the TwitchCon. I'm just going to go through my notes here for the keynotes that they had. There's some interesting things coming I'm really excited about, but I can tell that they're behind the game when it comes to coming out with these. For instance, the first one up is squad streams. Up to 4 creators and streamers are now going to be able to sign up into a single view, and they can be discovered when any visitor visits a participating streamer. So like if the 4 of us were to join up, if someone were to hop into my chat, they would automatically be able to see all 4 streamers. It wouldn't be like an off-site where you have to go now for Twitch. Mixer, you're able to do it. Twitch, you have to go to a secondary source that pulls in the feeds, and then it's an off Twitch website. So that's going to be nice. And they're going to do whatever the screenshot they had one big center screen, and then the other 3, if there's 4 total. Underneath, you can click on it. It's supposed to be mobile friendly as well, but you can click on it and it'll bring up the main screen that you clicked on, and then that person's chat. So the active chat will be the main screen. But it's supposed to be a desktop mobile friendly. I'm trying to move quick because I got a lot. Chat is linked to the channel and feed of the main user, and you can follow and sub to any of the people straight from that one view. So you don't have to go to their specific channel and go through that information. That's actually pretty huge when it comes to visibility, especially with streaming together. One thing that Twitch does fairly well is they have a lot of community members that bounce between some of the streamers, and this is a good way to get them all together and increase visibility. So I do like that. Another big one is if you're into a lot of your VODs and getting videos, there's a highlighter editor coming in January, where it allows streamers and editors, the people that you can assign, to be able to change your stream title and change your game while you're doing your thing. You can stitch together different moments from a video into a single highlight. So basically it's going to be a website-based video editor that's way more in depth than what the clip system is right now. They're changing up the Twitch homepage a little bit. They're going to start featuring new partners and affiliates, and even some up-and-coming streamers. I don't know anything about the algorithms of what they'll pull in, but Twitch is doubling down on giving a lot of people a chance to be visible. There's been a huge user. They have such a huge user base that it's people are drowning in there and nobody's finding anything. And that's why Mixer and Facebook Gaming have been picking up a lot of steam, is because it's easier to get found over there.
Okay.
There's a new badge, a VIP role. Personally, I think this is kind of a waste. I don't utilize any of the systems that this would allow someone to navigate through. But basically, a VIP is a valuable member of a streams community who are recognized with a special badge. It's basically a diamond next to their name. It unlocks for streamers once they have completed the Build a Community achievement. That's if you have 50 followers and you've had a stream that has had 5 unique chatters in it. So I believe all of us have had that. So automatically you have that unlocked. And if you've done that achievement, you get 10 slots. The more active chatters you have, the more slots you get, all the way up to 100, and you can have 200 VIP slots. Now the perks, you tell me what you think. Not affected by slow, sub-only, or follower chat modes.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. I don't even use those. Chat without being affected by rate limit. So that means like they won't get if they too many lines in a row, they won't get the brakes pumped on them. You can chat in all rooms except mod only rooms. I only use a single chat. And then you can post links even if that setting is disabled.
That's pretty lame.
I only see that as a benefit to like big streamers.
Sure, exactly.
I can see it being a benefit with the being able to chat in a sub chat. Like you have your subs in there, and you have that person that can't really afford a sub.
Yeah.
Sure, absolutely.
That sort of thing.
That's probably the only practical place I've ever seen, or idea that I've seen that being applied. Yeah. The thing is you can't be a VIP and a mod. I actually found that out the hard way. So I had some of my mods. I was like, well, sure, it's a fucking VIP party. Everybody's a VIP, handing out raining diamonds. And so I changed some of them over. Exactly.
Why do I have no mods left?
And exactly, I had no. Where'd my sword go? And so we figured that out real quickly. So there are some new mod tools, and you actually kind of touched on this a little bit, Adam. Mods now, or in January, there's a lot of these updates coming in January. The VIP is live. I need to do this. VIP is live now, and then the squad stuff will come later for select streamers. They're going to roll out some of this for just some of the big time to see how it works. Okay. I'm back on track. The mods, which will come out in January, you can click on the usernames now and see their Twitch activity, as in how many times they've been banned, how many chats they've said they've applied to the channel. number of timeouts and stuff, so you can kind of get an idea of their history instead of just.
That's pretty.
I think that's really huge. And then the other one is there's going to be a comment tool where mods can actually, within the channel and not have to go through Discord or a secondary source, they can actually converse with each other, which I think for big streamers is really huge. Or like if we're trying to do a huge charity thing, or they can handle all of that stuff and still be in the chat and taking care of stuff. I think that's a pretty big one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sub badges are going to start showing the number of months. Basically, the way sub badges work now is depending on the number of months that you've subbed, you have a different sub badge applied. So I believe it's the first, then there's one at the 3rd month, then there's one at 6th month, and then one at the year that the affiliates can have, and then partners can have up to I think
6
years now.
8.
6 or 8. It's an extreme amount, and they have 12 sub badges. It's kind of crazy. And so what they're going to do is, and I saw an image of it that they showed at the keynote, and it didn't make sense. I don't know if it replaces the sub badge with a number or if they're going to integrate, because some of these people have paid money for these sub badges, and some of these people have, they're really custom to their channel. I don't know how that's going to work yet. And as soon as I do, I'll pass on some information. Role management. Now, since we have several roles, you can actually go to your dashboard and you can see who all your mods are, see who all your VODs are, or your VIPs are, and all that stuff. I'm trying to get through this. Oh, extensions. There's supposed to be some new extension support. I know that extensions have kind of really come into the play here. I know one of the first ones I used was that Destiny 2 loadout extension. I think some of you guys use that. Yep. Adobe's going to have one. Tiltify is going to be having one, which is for the big time charity stuff, and Spotify apparently is supposed to have some. So that's really interesting to me, because I use Spotify, and I know a lot of people, I think some of my streamer friends, I don't know if you do this, Adam, but they'll snip their Spotify track onto the stream.
Yeah, I used to do that. It doesn't seem to work very well anymore, though.
It doesn't work through OBS anymore because they dumped it on the OBS side. The API for So I'm curious to see how they're going to do that.
We should see at Streamlabs, because Streamlabs is pretty locked into Twitch. See what they do with allowing song requests back again.
It's interesting to see how they're going to do it, because I know Spotify closed their API to third-party sources that were using chatbots and stuff. We're using to grab the API information to show it on channel. So we'll see how that goes. They're doing and Amazon's going to have an extension, but you know why they are, because they own the place. There's going to be Snapchat filters.
Oh, fuck me.
On
no, thank you.
You can scan a code and you can scan a code. If you say your subs, they have if they sub, they can maybe select one for you. I am so far removed from Snapchat. I have no idea.
So hold up, a sub comes in and they say, I want to put the dog nose and long tongue on Adam, and then my entire stream sees me with a dog nose and a long tongue.
If you have it activated, it's a standalone desktop app that works with a custom
Adam
extension.
Will never have that active, so don't get your hopes up, folks.
Come on, I want to see little Tweety birds flying around here.
Some cute autumn glasses.
I probably do during my ASMR streams.
Yes.
Well, they're supposed to have some special lenses. I think one of the ones they mentioned was from Dragon Ball Z, where the hair's on fire and all that stuff.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
So I'm not a big Dragon Ball Z fan.
You assholes pick any other filter, you're done. You can block.
And this one's interesting, Chode. I think you would probably dig this as well as you, Adam. They're talking about a bounty board. And I included a picture, and I'll throw this link in chat, but it looks like cash reward for meeting certain criteria in what game you play, how long you play it, certain things like that. Check that out. I couldn't understand exactly what was coming off that picture. That's all I have to base it off of. But if it's anything like what I'm seeing, it could be pretty interesting. You could get games. You could, money towards your channel or towards something else. Pretty interesting. And the last thing that I want to talk about, and Adam, I was smiling from ear to ear because this made me think 100% of you.
Okay.
Twitch sings. Twitch is opening a karaoke bar.
Oh my God.
Oh Lord.
Yes.
There
So I'm
is,
gonna
and I'm
put
posting.
dog ears on you and the big tongue.
Oh,
There's another link I just posted in chat. It is the beta. You can sign up. I clicked it and it said welcome. So I don't know if you have to
oh
sign up.
yes, I'm definitely taking that.
You just have to
That
be
was
an
fast.
I'm
affiliate.
taking that. Yeah, throw a
So
dog tongue on me while I'm singing a wolf
Log in to
mother.
Twitch. All right, here we go.
I checked out a couple streams. It's actually kind of neat how they're doing it. I want you
Okay.
to imagine a very watered down version of Rock Band, just the microphone. So you got like the cartoony.
That's all I need.
That's all you need, baby.
You're in the center of the screen. I don't know how the songs are selected. If you do primarily like what your library you have to pull from,
Okay.
but your chat can interact in a couple ways. Number one, they throw an emote and it rains down on the screen, just kind of create some interactivity there.
Okay.
But there are challenges that chat can vote on. And I saw this one girl who was doing this, and the chat voted for her to meow an entire verse of the song as opposed to just sing it.
License registration right now.
Pretty much. It was.
I just signed up, Adam. Let's do this.
It was
I'm in,
very
baby. I'm signed up.
All right.
It's very interesting. So
Dunzo.
check that out. You guys, Adam, like I said, I know you're a huge Rock Band fan. You love the mic.
God, yes.
This has you written all over it.
I'm
I
gonna
look
have so
forward
much
to
fun with
maybe
this.
Do this with
Jared-
ASMR.
Yeah. Whispers back and forth.
on a prayer.
But that was a kind of a big thing. We were in the shadow of Extra Life, so we didn't really get a full take on TwitchCon. Twitch has a huge user base. They're bleeding streamers to other platforms. They
Yeah.
need to figure out how to get streamers engaged and visible and viewers into their channels because, like I said, Facebook picked some prime streamers. They're now over on Facebook and they're killing it. I've heard some stories. I listen to a lot of podcasts where people are moving to other channels, and what it took them to build to in Twitch in like 2 years, they've done in like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Just because of the visibility, the way the algorithms work. Facebook is no dummy. They know what they're doing. They see this as a part of the pie they want, and they're going for it. So I wouldn't be surprised if there's more before Twitch actually gets a hold of their user base.
Yeah.
So that's all me. You're good.
Very good. Very good. That was fantastic. A lot of good information tonight, guys. Very well done. I've enjoyed it immensely. All right, everyone. So glad everyone stopped by. Thank you, Prince at Pegs. Thank you, J-Man Blue, Krinicon, a few other people in there, I think. As a recap. Let's see there. Yes. Adam 12, thank you for coming by, and the Flaming Show. Thanks for everyone that came in the chat and commented there.
Heard he's a damn good guy.
It's fantastic. I love that Chody
Yes.
boy. All right, y'all. That concludes our cast. Remember to come by lmgamers.net. Check out the website. Join up. There's a Discord server there you can get into. Great community. Great stuff going on there. Got a fantastic website. Lots of cool articles. And just the Discord for all the day-to-day banter. A lot of gamers on PC, Xbox, and a few on PlayStation even. So, everyone, where can we find you? King Dawes, start it up.
You can find me right on the LMG Discord. I'm there every day, all day. Great spot to be. Find like-minded gamers. You can also find me on Xbox under XLMG King, 2 separate words. And if you need a Sherpa through any of these Pinnacle rewards, you look me up.
Sounds good. Poop Shizzle.
You can find me on Twitch at twitch.tv/poopshizzle and Twitter, poopshizzle as well.
Very good. Flaming Show, thanks so much for stopping by again. We appreciate all your information on Extra Life and being a wonderful guest.
Pleasure. Yes, sir.
Where can we find you,
hopefully
buddy?
you can find me on the interwebs, find me on Discord, and you can find me on, Twitch at the Flamin' Chode and Xbox at the Flamin' C.
You can find me, Adam12. That's AADAM, the number 2, WELVE, Adam12, on every single thing, PlayStation, Xbox, and Steam. On the Xbox, it's Xbox at the end. So, all right, guys, this has been brought to you by LM Gamers. Glad to have everyone stopping by, and glad for all you guys that came on in. This concludes our cast. Check us out in 2 weeks for our next segment. Until then, remember that we made it to the Oregon Trail, but you died of dysentery.